Heather, we've got a lot going on this season as always.
Yes.
Gonna jump right in and just start with this photo of Jen, this former fatty photo. Why do you think Tamara pulled this up? What do you make of all of this and what's going on between those two?
You know, those two have been at odds since the beginning. And I don't know if I can resolve the deep-seated issues that are happening there, but I will say this. I think what's hard to understand is that Tamara and I were together that night for quite some time, and Tamara was going through a very difficult time. And I know people know that, but when you're sitting with a friend and they are telling you some very deep, sad things about therapy and their best friend being ill and all these things, when she pulled up the photo, I was kind of, you know, no, it's fine. She looks great. And I don't think I called it a fatty photo. She looked great. She just looks different now. And trust me, you can pull up photos of me over the decades and I look different.
So that everyone can look different at different eras in their life.
Absolutely. But Jen looks, she's a smoke show. She looks great.
Yeah, she does. Do you think this single white female thing that Tamara also is kind of referencing, is she just saying this stuff because she's looking for something to say and she's just like where do you think the root of that is?
Well, first of all, and I have to say, when I watched the episode, I texted Jen. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I didn't even remember that she said single white female, because you know we're on the trolley in New Orleans, and I'm like, she didn't say that to me. Flashback, single white female. It's like, oops. Why did she say that? I don't know. I mean, again, when I sat with Tamara, she had a laundry list of reasons why she felt that way, and she made very compelling arguments. Then when I sit with Jen, she has a different story. So, you know, it's hard to be between people.
It is hard, and I feel like you make an effort to hear both sides. Is that a role you actively try to take on? Has it been something that's been able, like a skill you've learned as being a housewife for so long? Like, how do you do it?
I mean, I think I have a lot of children. I have friends. I'm of a certain age. You know, you learn how to move in society and try not to take sides. But I have to say, you know, I get a lot of crap from the other girls about not taking sides. If I'm, you know, with Tamara, I'll say about Jen, oh, but she looks great and all these things, and did that really happen? And then I'm with Jen, you know, I'm saying, well, there's another side to the story. I really can't win.
Yeah.
So maybe I need to start taking sides.
Maybe. The Katie of it all.
Yeah.
Where is your take as someone who's been on reality TV for a long time, with interacting with bloggers, with podcast hosts? There's obviously fans who love you guys so much, but it seems to get things a little dicey sometimes. Where do you fall in that world?
Well, you know, look, I love the bloggers and I love fans of the show. I love people that write about the show. It's great. You know, they're another layer to what we do. I think the problem is when a cast member is reaching out to people to try to move story, change story, manipulate story, massage story, it's a problem for everyone. And, you know, as far as Katie goes, she's so beautiful, and she seems to have a lovely family and a great marriage, and I wish she had known that she's enough.
Yeah. What about this roofie rumor? This is the new thing that kind of takes over your trip to New Orleans. What did you think when you first heard this? What was your initial reaction of the origin of the story, and if there was any truth to it? What was going through your head when it was relayed to you?
Well, I was 100% sure there was no truth to the rumor, because this happened, I mean, this predated me.
It's a long time ago.
It's a long time ago, and I promise you, had that been even an inkling of a story, it would have come out already.
Yeah.
So I knew that it wasn't a thing. So then the question was, where'd that come from? And why?
Do we think it came from Katie at all? Do we think it ever came out of Gretchen's mouth? Do we think Tamara misheard? Where could it have come from?
On tonight's show, I think you really see how the conversation starts. I can't really tell you the answer to that. You're going to have to keep watching, but it is quite interesting.
It is quite interesting. There's been a lot of talk about Katie and whether she can kind of come back from this. She's had a lot of issues with a lot of different women. The recording of Shannon, I feel like people have said, you know, there's no future for her on this show. What do you think? Is there always room for redemption? Does you think it makes sense to have her as part of the show?
Well, I mean, look, the answer is it depends. I'm certainly not the hirer or the firer of this show. Obviously, you know, we want to be a cohesive group. The whole is greater than the sum of its parts, and we all need to be engaged and great and our authentic selves, and whoever makes sense within the confines of that will come back. But crazy things have happened before, so I don't know.
I mean, you're filming with Gretchen again. Crazy things have happened.
I mean, Gretchen told me years ago she was never coming back, and here she is, well into the mix.
Yeah.
And a great addition. So I don't know. And you know, sometimes things happen at the reunion that are very surprising too. So we'll see.
Tonight we also see finally get the context of that Instagram post that Tamara had done when you guys were filming, kind of.
What'd you think?
Quitting the show. I was surprised that that's what it was. I had no idea what was going to be the catalyst of that. I had a feeling maybe there was some underlying emotions with Teddy. Was that really kind of affecting Tamara's state of mind and everything she was going through? In general, or do you think that was part of it?
Yeah, Tamara was going through a very, very tough period of time. I've known her for almost 15 years. I've never seen her like this before, and that's why when some of the girls are like, why are you always defending her? And I see some comments from audience members like, what does she have on you? Nothing.
Yeah.
We've known each other a long time. We're friends, and when you see a friend really in trouble emotionally, of course you care for them and you want them to be better. But that whole night, I literally thought I missed something.
I kind of thought I missed something too.
I kept saying to Gina, I go, but what happened? She's like, nothing. You were there. And I was like, but I feel like I missed something because how did that all take a turn? And it gets even more bizarre. So you're going to have to keep watching.
Did you ever think Tamara was quitting for good?
My knee jerk is yes, but no.
Yeah. What did you?
I mean, but look, again, I've known Tamara a long time. I was there in Bali. You'll never see my face again. We did.
Right. And I feel like she lashes out a lot at Gina, who I think was just trying to point out maybe your behavior is not adding up and almost giving her like a hint, like take it down because, this might escalate.
Right.
She snaps a little bit at you too when you were trying to comfort her. What were you thinking in that moment? Just like, let's try to get Tamara to calm down or get her out of this?
No, I was so confused as to what had happened. Because also, you have to understand, as the audience, you see these side conversations that are, I didn't know what happened when Tamara went outside with Gretchen and with Katie. I wish, now that I've seen it, I wish Tamara had stayed there for a few minutes and kept talking to Gretchen, because I think Gretchen was figuring it out, and they may have gone to a different conclusion after all that. And I was curious to hear what Katie had to add to it too.
Yeah.
So they have this conversation, ? They come back in and then it gets crazy. I had no idea.
What did you make of Gretchen taking Katie's side or believing Katie?
I understood it.
Yeah.
She is friends with Katie, and
she's not friends with Tamara.
And she and Tamara were in a contentious part of their friendship. I totally understand why her knee-jerk reaction would be like, yeah, let me figure this out. But I have to say, when I watched them standing out in the hallway, Gretchen wasn't like, this is the way it is, and too bad. She was like, explaining it.
Yeah. Do you think those two could ever actually because it's kind of nice seeing Gretchen and Tamara be friendly when when they went off when you guys were doing the voodoo stuff. I really liked seeing that. I felt like we need this. We need this healing.
So I don't know if you remember, and this has been a thing for me since Gretchen came back. When I joined the show, Tamara and Gretchen became friends.
Yeah.
So we were all friends.
Yeah.
We were at Tamara's wedding. We did a bachelorette for her. We traveled. We were in Costa Rica. We did all this fun stuff. We laughed a lot together. So even though I knew that they had history that predated me when I arrived on the scene, but they were friends. So it's bizarre to me. I never really understood why it went so south.
I know. I feel like they just cared about it. They actually did love each other so much. Maybe it went below the surface level, and then they could never get past it. Because I liked watching those two run around together.
Me too, and they're fun, and I love them both, and I hope maybe someday that will happen.
There you go. Gina recently on Watch What Happens Live said something about you, and you cleared it up that was not what happened. You just had sent her an article. How do you guys navigate this stuff when you're texting each other and then worried about it's gonna be a receipt 7 months later or something?
I'm not worried about things because, first of all, I'm a very careful texter.
You have to be.
You have to be. That's number one. And I wouldn't ever text something or say something that I wouldn't want repeated. So a couple things. First of all, at that period of time between when we were done filming and the reunion, there was a lot of articles came up about Katie.
Yeah.
More than, the custody. There was, lawsuits and this person that had got arrested. There were lots and lots of articles. And we were all passing them to each other like, oh my gosh, did you see this? Did you see this? There was no malintent, and there's certainly, and this is what I really want to clear up, there was no research. I didn't look anything up. I didn't dig anything up. There was nothing like that. This was just stuff that was coming out in the media.
Yeah.
OK Magazine, Page 6, whatever it was.
Yeah.
And we were sharing them with each other. So when Gina said that, I was like, what? Because it made it sound so salacious, and she used the word research, and I didn't care for that, and we did talk about it.
I was going to say, have you guys made up?
Oh, I called her that night. She did not pick up, but we did. We talked the next day. I did light her up a little bit, I'm going to be honest, and then I apologize later for lighting her up. But, I mean, look, I love her. We're great friends. Emily and I talked, like Tamara, we all talked about it, but like I said, it was a period of time where everyone was sending each other information. Now, just so you understand, if something comes out in the media about me, or me and Terry, it is all passed around.
Right.
It's no different than, like Shannon's DUI or the FBI thing or things that have come up with us. The good, the bad, the ugly, we share that stuff.
Right. The same way you would share something if you heard something about a friend on carpooling.
Exactly.
I would imagine.
No, it's exactly the same thing. And honestly, I'm not mad that the girls will do that when it's about us. It's just, it's par for the course.
Yeah, it's the name of the game. I wanted to ask you about your house. First of all, bringing the Joshes together. I almost wish we saw more of that. What didn't we get to see about having those two?
Should I try parting the sea next?
I think so. What
Water
was it like?
into wine? That one might be better.
Yes, there you go.
They were great.
Yeah.
I love them both so much. They are such fantastic guys. They're both handsome, smart, charming, successful, amazing real estate agents. And before we had decided to officially list the house, both of them had been showing it. And so it felt like the right thing to do.
Oh, that could be its own show.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I love it. It recently sold, am I correct?
Yes.
Okay, and how did you feel about it? I know you guys, how much money did you end up putting into the house? I know that the deal maybe was a little under the asking, but what did you make of how it all shook out?
So, I mean, sometimes the universe speaks to you and tells you it's time to move on. And I have to say, we've been pretty good at listening to universe. But I don't know if you saw it, but we have a new podcast, Terry and I.
Oh, do you?
Yes, so
Tell
after
me.
10 years of doing Heather Dubrow's World and Let's Talk, I decided I was ready for a change. And so Terry and I launched a new podcast yesterday. There's a teaser episode out wherever you get your podcast through iHeart, which we're very excited to be partnering with iHeart, and it's called Between Us.
Okay.
And the reason why I'm plugging it, first of all, because you must download and subscribe and listen, and you too.
Okay, well.
But, I mean, we're not gatekeeping. We're telling everything. And the story about the house, I told it on the show, but, there's only so much real estate, no pun intended, on the show that they could show.
Literally.
And we are telling you the entire story of the house, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and some of it's ugly. So I highly recommend tuning in to Between Us next week.
Okay, I will. Do we think there'll be more future investment properties?
I mean, sure. I don't know. We have 3 kids going to college. Our 3rd child we're dropping off on Saturday.
Oh my God! Congratulations!
Thank you.
I feel like we all grew up with them, so I feel old.
And then our youngest is starting high school, which is so exciting. And so we're kind of just figuring it out. We love penthouse living.
Okay.
I sort of never want to see a blade of grass again, but I think the kids want a home, so I don't know. We'll see.
They want somewhere to come home to.
Apparently.
Where's she going to college?
Yale.
No. Casual. Same.